And we have some breaking news coming in at this hour. Election Commission has favored a lifetime ban on convicted MPs and MLAs from contesting polls. The Election Commission has informed the apex court that lifetime ban is needed at the moment. It's the need of the hour to curb growing criminalization of politics in the country and has asked the centre to amend the law to incorporate lifetime ban. The Election Commission has also informed the Supreme Court that the Commission had only once, back in 1977, reduced the period of disqualification of an elected representative. The Election Commission, they're batting for clean politics there in a recommendation there. It has informed the Supreme Court that lifetime ban is needed to curb growing criminalization of politics in the country and has asked the centre to amend the law to incorporate lifetime ban. Meenakshi Bhanja joining us with the details. Yes, Meenakshi.
This is very interesting, Urvashi, and it's also hugely significant given the political climate that we are in the midst of it. And it was only yesterday again in a disparate petition where we have seen the Supreme Court categorically state in context of the Gujarat polls that time that those tainted police personnel should not be deployed for duty. So this is another step forward towards the cleansing process of the entire political structure that exists. And today the Election Commission has stood by its earlier affidavit before the Supreme Court. It has dug its heels deep and it has reiterated its position that it favors a lifetime ban on convicted MPs and MLAs from contesting polls. And alongside, it has also told the Supreme Court that it would recommend to the centre to enact a law to that effect. And interestingly, very quickly, Urvashi, another small factoid, the Election Commission has also submitted before the Supreme Court that it was only in 1977 at one point in time that where the Election Commission has stepped in to reduce the period of disqualification of an elected representative. So this assumes import because now what is going to be crucial is the Government of India's position on this alongside the position of all political parties who have gone on to make the right noises, but whether or not they will walk the talk.
Okay, significant move here, Meenakshi Bhanja, there towards the cleansing of the entire political structure. As you mentioned, the centre, we understand, had been vehemently opposing the suggestion of the Election Commission to bar the legislators who've been convicted of criminal offences there. But here the Supreme Court suggesting, asking the centre to amend that law. It remains to be seen, really, as you mentioned, whether the centre really goes ahead and amends that.
Well, not just the Government of India, but also the other political parties who are stakeholders, because we have seen in the past as to how orally, or at least in words, all political parties favor cleansing process of the elections. But then the reality remains as to how will it get cleansed if these criminal elements are not weeded out. And a step in that direction today has been initiated with the Election Commission, the nodal primary body which goes on to oversee and govern elections across the country. That body today has stood by its earlier affidavit before the Supreme Court. But nonetheless, it assumes importance because in no uncertain terms, the Election Commission is favouring for a lifetime ban on convicted MPs and MLAs. And not just that, the Commission has also said that it has recommended for the central government to enact the legislation to this effect. So clearly the ball in the executive's court now. We have seen lots of words coming out from the lawmakers, but whether or not they will be willing to walk the talk, that now remains the big question.
All right, Meenakshi, do stay with us. We're also getting in more voices on this significant move. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi joining us over the phone line. Mr. Gandhi, your response to this significant move here, this Election Commission there stating and favouring a lifetime ban on convicted MPs, MLAs from contesting polls.
I think this is a very good move by the Election Commission, and I wish we had done this earlier. But even now, I'm hoping that the executive, that the legislature, parliament, passes a law to facilitate this, because then we will have lesser criminalization. Maybe parties will also become wiser and not field criminal candidates. I mean, there's something rotten with our political system. They keep fielding people who everybody calls a criminal. They keep fielding people even if they are convicted. At the very least, I think after a conviction, there should be a ban. And I think this is a very good move. And the nation is watching the political system to see how it reacts to this in actual practice by word and deed.
Absolutely. We have in fact been speaking about how Centre had been opposing this view of the Supreme Court, stating that MPs and MLAs cannot be barred for life, as Constitution provides for different positions for legislature, judiciary and executive there. But as you mentioned, it remains to be seen how the political system really reacts to this.
That's true. Only thing I would say is, I think there is a flaw in the way the nation is looking at the politicians. Anybody who's charged with a crime, I think, should not be called a criminal, because then we are turning our whole judicial system upside down. After conviction, certainly they are criminals.
Absolutely. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, former Chief Information Commissioner, thanks for speaking to Mirror Now on this significant move, their significant development with the Election Commission seeking a life ban on convicted politicians.